Hey everybody, welcome to the QB School Show. Boo! Happy Friday. If you're locked in, and it's still Friday wherever you are, do me a favor. You should know the drill. If you've been around at the beginnings, hit me with your favorite emoji. Let me know how I sound. Certainly appreciate it. A little Friday. Bruh. All good over here. See some familiar faces. Brad in the house. Coach holding it down. How's it going, sir? UK, let's go. Might be Saturday where you are. Local sports talk. He's back. Brad, no game tonight. Our district didn't allow us to play games tonight, so we had the scrimmage option, and we optioned not to scrimmage. Probably, definitely my own fault. Too many preseason games in my life. It's not for us. George, appreciate you guys checking in, hanging out a little bit this beautiful Friday afternoon out here in SoCal. Schoenberg, 96. The rankings will probably come at some point. I'm not in a hurry to get them out. Need to watch more film, to be honest with you. It's been a bit of a blur, a whirlwind. I'm actually interested. Do me a favor. If you've already coached your season this year at any level, do me a favor. Hit me with like one or two significant key takeaways, probably unexpected, counterintuitive takeaways. Not like, yeah, we put less in the game plan. Like, I got that part of it. I know it's craziness to coach football and not meet. Like, I just don't. I'm fascinated to see how this turns out, because it just seems like you're so, when you don't get an opportunity to meet, that's where a lot of the learning happens for what I think is a well-run practice. Practice not standing around talking. It's practice, and then you learn in the meeting room. Brad, my man. Appreciate that. We're going to try. We'll see what this is all about. I'm honestly, I'm half fascinated, I'm very more than half excited for our students to get an opportunity to play. They've put in a lot of work, the vast majority of them, and I'm fascinated. But at the same time, like, I'm just, football-wise, as a fan of football, as someone who enjoys it, I don't know how you coach. I mean, I know how we're trying to do it, but, sounds like excuses, but you just, when the system is built around learning and watching film and meeting and corrections and improvement and little incremental improvements, when you just can't do that, you can't be around someone. You have to wear masks. You're not inside. You just can't watch film. So you got to get creative, and we'll see. I mean, I don't know how you do it. I think it's going to be, hopefully we have a little bit of a head start because we were together last year as a team program, so we can just build off the stuff we were doing last year. But my goodness, I couldn't imagine being a new staff in this type of environment. Craziness. No, and George, I don't know when the timeline is, to be honest with you. I'm just trying to get to the next practice. I'm sure everybody has dealt with this that's going through this. Coach Grays, appreciate you. Boom.
Cheers.
But fascinated. I'm fascinated. Any comments on Trey Lance's pro day? Samuel Mata. My comment is, I had no idea it even existed. I can't remember the last time I watched TV. That's not true. I watched TV for an hour today because someone highly recommended the AFL, Australian Football League, we'll say, show on Amazon Prime that came out today. So I watched like the first 30 minutes of it during lunch. That's honestly the last time I remember watching something. Appreciate everybody checking in. Do me a favor, hit the like, and I promise we'll get to some questions here. So I stop complaining. Coach Bear, Zoom. Is Zoom your friend? All right, I'll take your. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I'm just not convinced about the retention part of Zoom. And our guys are trying, and we really are. We're trying, but it'll be fascinating. The thing about systems, and this isn't just football. Like, this is a little bit of me just venting, but like, the thing about creating systems and successful systems in any sector is that it has to produce the positive outcome. So yes, a positive outcome is creating a great experience. It is teaching lessons. It is all the things that is as far as teaching and education. And or this is not rec soccer. So we're going out there to try to perform at our absolute highest level for only a small sample size opportunity. And so it's just fascinating. As someone who enjoys and is naturally curious about learning and teaching and communicating, we'll see. We'll see. Aussie Rolls, yeah. Chess Pieces, Amazon Prime. So like I watched the first half hour, outstanding. Don't know the rules. I know you can't pass it unless you hit it. I think if you kick it through without being touched, it's like a touchdown or something. But man, it's like basketball scores. I don't know how they're scoring so much. See what we got here. Let's get into some questions. Schoenberg, 0 aspirations for coaching. 0. Cooper, what was your diet like? How strict was it? I mean, I don't know if it was ever like crazy strict. I'm certainly not like bodybuilder-esque. For a long time, I had a no white diet. Ranch. I don't know. Queso maybe. Mayonnaise. But that was just like my own issues. I honestly, my brother used to tell me that, I don't love to swear on the show, but it's relevant here. Our diet when we were really training was the no shit diet. Like, don't eat shitty food. There you go. You're welcome. Don't have the third helping. No shit. So the no shit diet. Hope that helps. Probably not the answer you're looking for, and I apologize if you're like 12 watching this. Not my favorite, but it is relevant to the time and place in my life where I was doing that type of thing. Yeah, I don't know much about the Aussie rules thing. I probably prefer rugby as well, but I will tell you that the field is ginormous, massive, and it's pretty crazy that they at least tried to play at the beginning of COVID out there. I know obviously Australia handled it much better than probably we did in the States, but still fascinating to see, sometimes in the States, and I apologize if you're not in the States, but you'll probably feel this way maybe of your own lens or of people in the States, but we're so myopic, right? Everyone is to their own perception, but especially I feel like in America, where especially when you're into and a fan of and or potentially coaching or playing American football, like it's just so ultimately American on so many different levels, as far as made for TV, the violence, the collisions, the speed, so much of it. And so it's fun to see a more, I don't know, worldly might not be the right answer, but just a different lens to see how different countries do different sports. And so it was fun. I'm probably going to watch the whole thing. All right, football man. I saw a couple Wentz comments in here. Do you think Wentz will be better next year in Indianapolis? Yes. I'm not sure he would be like great, but yeah. In a straitjacket. Relax, man. It's just a little jump out of the shower, just mowed the lawn. What do you want me to like make up for you? You'll be all right. Relax. It's that or a hat. And then the hat, I feel like my face is out of focus half the time. So there you go. Try again. Brad, not sure you can talk about your QB currently, but what in the past has been your experience with high school QBs? What made them good from an execution standpoint on drop back, not RPO or quick? That's a good question. Our quarterback situation right now is we got a quarterback competition going. It's kind of a bummer, and this is another layer to just what this is. When you're in a condensed camp, you don't really get the full, 7-on-7 training camp where we're kind of like installing, doing the daily stats, what's your decision making, all those types of things. So it's a bummer in that regard. I'm disappointed for the quarterbacks that they don't get a real true competition. So, and it probably is a detriment to the team at many positions. The drop back thing for me, again, this is a bummer of the camp, no 7-on-7 thing, is I don't really get to see what they do really well. Like, I don't care, I used to like to throw 20-yard ins. Well, we don't have 20-yard ins in the plan. Like, we don't do that. I mean, I don't think anybody does that in high school. So what does that look like? I'm trying to find out what they do well, what we do well on the perimeter, blending those things all in a couple weeks. And so last year, what I felt like our guy did really well is he made really good decisions. He was excellent in the RPO game, and he was good in the drop back game throwing drive throws. So think like anything that doesn't have touch. So to me, like what would it be? Like almost like a comeback or a slot out or something that he can just let it rip, see it and let it rip. We weren't doing a whole lot of, full field stuff. We don't do a whole lot of full fields. I don't know. I'm probably just not a very good coach. We don't do a whole lot of full field stuff. We can't hold up to do that. It's difficult on the quarterback to see it. It's just, you're asking multiple guys to be in the right spot at the right time, all the time, drop back game, just tough. We did a lot of seams. We did a lot of just go balls. We did a lot of post, probably not as many corners as I would have wanted just because he didn't like to throw any. He wasn't as confident ripping anything with any sort of touch, even like a medium trajectory ball. So this year, honestly, it's TBD to see what these guys like to do every day. It's something different. You're on practice, 10, 11, 12. Who knows what they're going to do well consistently. I'm just trying to provide a menu to see what they want to choose from. What are they most comfortable with? And then how can we build more of those into things that we can actually throw in a game? So what we can hold up protect-wise. Last year, our skill set, our personnel at our high school is we're 10 personnel. We just have 10 personnel guys. We have slot guys out there. We've got a lot of DBs. We don't have a lot of defensive ends walking around that want to play tight end. We just don't have that many. And so, we're going to do what we do and go from there. But the drop back game for us, I think is still TBD. Last year, I was surprised at how little we threw what I would say are easier throws at the high school level, where I'm thinking like layered routes on the outside, like quick out, corner, go, where you can kind of lay a ball out, anticipate a little bit. He just didn't like it. We got some Fitz magic going on here. Oh, Germany checking in. Appreciate it. Love it. Toby. Nick Saban sticking with Bryce Young or Paul Tyson. I don't know who Paul Tyson is, but I'm sure the next person in the stable is probably pretty good at playing football. Picking from him. Someone told me that Cam re-signed with the Patriots today. I'm not sure if that's true or not, or I just made it up. But I feel like someone told me that. That's interesting. I think that it doesn't surprise me. I think Cam goes about his business like a true pros pro, and those guys appreciate pros at that organization. And even though it wasn't, perfect, give him a good, solid option depending on what happens the rest of the offseason. Money Gator. Let's see what we got here. If you were an NFL GM, would you want a prototypical pocket passer or a mobile QB? Thank you for all your breakdowns and your work on this channel. I love it, appreciate it, and love the lingo. Very cool. Appreciate that. Money. I think, honestly, in a perfect world, I would want both. Sorry, that's not a great answer, but it's the truth. I don't think it's either or. I don't think it has to be either or. I don't think it helps to think in binary kind of elements like that anymore. I think the position has evolved to be okay with both, to be okay with one transitioning to the next or evolving to the next or to evolving to more of a pocket passer. So I don't think it's either or, and I don't think it helps to think of it in terms of that. I think it makes it easier to think, oh, he's a mobile guy, oh, he's a pocket guy. But, usually pocket guys are pocket guys, but the other guys are usually in a transition to doing both. And I think both is probably the most dynamic, not a hot take there. Dark Soul. Brad, for us, take snag, read, corner, pre-snap. If he is in zone, confirm post-snap, then kill the corner by first step, by third step on outside linebacker, hitch, ball to the 8-yard sit, be on time. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I don't know how you run snag where, if it's zone, he's sitting. If it's man, is that guy coming back out? For me, snag to me is a zone play only. If we want to, if we know it's man, we have a different way to run, a different variation of smash, more like whippy, arrowy. But again, we didn't do it a lot last year, and we probably won't do it a lot this year because it's just not part of our DNA where those guys are used to seeing it. And so, it's to me, I love throwing snag like that. It's a way to get easy completions, quick, clean. But, the other part of this, and this just philosophically comes back to me and my own issues, I'm not looking to throw the ball 5 yards to a guy who's stationary. Like, I know I talk about it at some point in the quarterback school course, quick game, which, by the way, free. Link is in the description if you haven't signed up. Get another video coming tomorrow. What is it? Third one, which is routes. I'm just not looking to do that very often. So do we have variation? Do we have a play that is essentially snag? Not really how I know snag. We do more spot, and then we have a different way to do a kind of the whip element of smash. But yeah, I mean, I guess we could do that. The other part of it is what our defense is doing. Corners aren't great, so I could see why it's one of those things where, like, at what point in a condensed camp do you start running scout looks? It's tough. Like, our defense needs work too, and they need to working their technique. And so, keep butting your head into a corner, running into, coverage where it's not going to work. Well, it's not good for anybody. Pace Ortiz. I'm hoping that's not right. Pace Ortiz. Holy moly. If that's true, you're the man. Double. Goodness gracious. Appreciate that, Pace. Let me know what we want to talk about. Big time. Connor, I think I did a video on snag or spot or whatever it is. Big time, Pace. I don't know what to say. I appreciate it, homie. Very cool. Snag to me is, well, there's a few different reasons. Snag to me is a condensed split by the outside wide receiver, and he's running kind of like in over the tight end area. Now, snag to me also allows you to come out of it if it's man. Spot to me is from a true wide receiver split, like a base split, and it's usually just like a hitch over the track of the number 2 or the corner. Hey, Brad. Appreciate it. You guys are coming in hot today. We might have to do more lives. I'm joking. But I do appreciate the engagement, seriously, and the support of the channel and spreading the word and all the things that many of you have done for a long time. So I do sincerely appreciate it. There you go, Philip. You're welcome. Parth, limited thoughts on Drew Lock. I don't know if I was ever a huge fan. We'll see what they do moving forward. I would be surprised if it's not at least a different option. Brandon, 0 opinions on Chris Sims's QB rankings. No offense to them. They obviously do a great job. We're not really do that. Appreciate it, Brad. You got me. No doubt. There was another one in here. What did I say? Oh, Kevin. Do you think pocket awareness is a fixable issue? Yes. Daniel Jones seems to struggle with it, and someone like Kirk Cousins has been struggling all his career with it. Really? You think those guys struggle with it? I don't know. It's hard for me to like generalize about that. Do I think it's a fixable thing? Yes. I think it comes with multiple things that aren't quite as easy to say, like, hey, I'm going to be better at pocket awareness. It's, hey, I need to trust the protection. I need to know the protection. I need to feel confident that I am protected. And then I need to feel confident and understand the timing and rhythm of the pass game. And so all those things go together. But I've also been in situations where it feels like, you're in the ocean and there's just tidal waves are coming at you and you're getting blasted, and it doesn't matter what you do, and you think your offense coordinator is, playing a video game, keep calling, drop back pass when you're getting blasted. So, I always think it's a little bit difficult and oversimplistic to say like, hey, this guy's not great at pocket awareness. The dude is in the NFL. He's probably pretty good at being able to manipulate small spaces. Now, could he do it more consistently when the lights are on Sundays? Sure, many of us, myself included, absolutely could have. But, I think it's not just saying, hey, I'm going to focus on pocket awareness. Hey, I'm going to focus on, a bunch of different variables that end up, again, creating the output that looks like, man, he's got so much better in the pocket. It's all those things going together. Well, boom. Bruh. Chase, that's what I said. J.R. Lehman, what is it about Ryan Tannehill? Do you think that made him terrible under Adam Gase? I mean, was he terrible? The guy was a college wide receiver, wasn't he? I mean, he's a massive human being, a freak athlete, and it didn't work out at one organization. I don't think he was terrible. That's just me. Now he's in a better situation, and he made the most of an opportunity, and great for him. And he's got a absolute thoroughbred to hand it off to. Buddy Dial, appreciate you. Boom. Oh no, how come I have to turn this thing off? There it is. Boom. There you go. Tactical Foul, checking in from the homeland. Ireland, appreciate it. Just recently got into football. Such a great sport. Low-key wish I was born in the States for it. That's funny. I've often thought, if I was born in Ireland, what sport would I play? I probably wasn't like, I don't know. Probably rugby. We'll leave it at rugby. Scott Hanna, thoughts on Alex Smith's destinations? Is he definitely an anti-Washington? I feel like Washington makes the most amount of sense, but San Francisco would be a cool landing point. I don't know what the Chiefs' backup situation looks like, but the Chiefs would be a cool. There's just so many great stories. Toby Nguyen, thoughts on DJ from Clemson? Yeah, my thoughts are that I'm going to definitely do a video on him post-draft. So everybody who's not eligible for the draft, or I don't think is eligible for the draft, I'm not going to do. I'll try to get to over the summer, just to kind of crank it up at that point. You going to scout your first team tonight, Brad? Bro, we're in California. There's no one allowed at the games. Boom.
Nope.
No. I mean, scrimmage. I don't know. At this point, we got a week away. What are we going to do? Put in new plays? We can't put in the plays we want to put in. No. We're not going anywhere. We're not scouting anybody. We're shutting it down. A little fly half. I think fly half, maybe a little like, I don't know, am I not big enough for like, what is the 8 guy? The lock? I don't know. I should know that. My brother played rugby for a long time. Oh, Toronto in the house. Appreciate it. AJT checking in from Toronto. Living the tough life of a Pats fan. Any thoughts on Cam re-signing? You're coming in late. That's true, obviously, then, if you said that. I was right. My thoughts are it's a smart move by the Pats. I mean, I don't think that anyone thinks that they're quite dynamic enough offensively or a bunch of spots to be back in the contention per se. But, to think that you're going to go out and get a better quarterback than Cam as a free agent, I don't know who's available that people think is better than that. I think another year in the system, another year healthy. Can they bring someone else in to compete, to compete, to make the position better? I mean, everybody's trying to upgrade. So my thoughts are it's a smart move. I'm personally a big fan of healthy Cam. I know for whatever reason, I'm not going to try to speculate on whatever reason it is. He rubs people the wrong way for whatever reason. Everything I've ever heard from people that have played with him, worked with him, is that he's all business when it matters. I don't care how he shows up to the game. I like the fact that he's got a little flavor. and hoping for the best. Jimmy McNamara. You think the Jets should stick with Sam Darnold? This is a tough one because I personally think that they probably will move on. I think it's a really hard decision. I don't think that there's any. I don't think it's a great win out either way. I don't know. It feels like he needs a new start. I'm not sure that enough people tethered to the organization really believe that he's the answer. I think it'll sort itself out here pretty quickly. But again, it's amazing how quick you can go from, top pick to essentially looking for a home, and that's how fast the league works. I think it's a little crazy that, people are so down on him, but that's what it does. What have you done for me lately? I personally think it's probably beyond repair, but it doesn't mean that it really is. Boom. Daniel coming in hot. I should have been doing it earlier. Totally forgot. I don't want. Who is that? Steve? No, Broncos fan 13. Appreciate you checking in. I don't want. I haven't watched a whole lot of TV. I haven't watched any pro days. If you have orders of pro days, if you have input on pro days, I'm not going to be able to help you. I think that they're nice theater. I think it's funny that it's a thing, but I definitely have been there before and know the importance of doing well and showing what you need to show at a pro day. I will say that April 1st is almost here, y'all, and I got a couple good suggestions from people. I appreciate the suggestions. If you have suggestions for an April Fool's video, because what is it, the 12th? Yeah, I got to start getting my mind right for an April Fool's video. The bar is high, in my opinion. I still get comments on last year's video. People get pissed. It's pretty funny. Brad, what do you got? Order of importance you look for when drafting a QB, last question. I mean, so many things. I don't know if I've ever thought. I think the most important thing at any, and this is really not drafting QBs, is just anything. It's a combination of decision making and accuracy. And both of which I think can be taught. That's why I like, the scholastic level, the high school level, because you don't have to be a blue chip 5-star to teach decision making. To teach, I think accuracy is one thing that you can certainly have a more natural inclination to have ball control and put it where you want and be consistent with your stroke and all those types of things. But you can also be coached up. And I remember personally feeling that, being like a guy who just played and was a thrower, to all of a sudden being like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, you're giving me critical feedback that's making me feel and literally show evidence of being more accurate. Like, I'm all about this. And so I like sharing those two things. Those are the two things that I talk about the most. But so many traits are really just like check a box. Like, there are so many things that you don't get even invited to the club or the party if you don't check certain boxes. And it's really becoming even more specialized with how athletic the position is evolving into. You don't get to just be a guy with kind of cement shoes and back there flinging it. You really are nowadays the best athlete on the field oftentimes. And so with that, coupled with the decision, coupled with the accuracy, coupled with all the other things that go into playing it. But for me, it's just like where I'm living with our world, we're always talking decision making. We're always talking being smart with the football, protecting the football, but not predetermining, being decisive, where the ball is going to go. Play the play, know the rules, anticipate, but then go out there and just let the system happen. Be the point guard, distribute, all those types of things. Appreciate you. JT, ever throw a left-handed football? Yes. I think it was like a check down. J.R. Lehman. Oh, you're going back and forth with someone. Never mind. Where do you think, Scott Hanna, where do you think Kyle Trask gets drafted? to, and is he a first-round QB? I think he's got first-round potential, late first-round potential. Where he gets drafted, I have no idea. I honestly, it's one thing for me, just like my own bandwidth. I like watching the guys coming out, the top tier guys, kind of to get the priority of the attention. But then I really enjoy kind of the middle tier, where I kind of was really the back middle tier, as far as we get closer to the draft. But where guys end up getting drafted, I honestly, I don't really think about it, because I don't really have a favorite team. I'm not looking to what team is trying to build, develop, those types of things. Where does he fit in a system? I just don't. I'm looking at just what the film is. Like, that's all. And so it's hard for me sometimes also, because people think that I'm like projecting what he will do on Sundays. And I try to say like, hey, this is a Sunday throw. This is Sunday anticipation. This is Sunday accuracy, Sunday timing. But I'm really just looking at the film. I'm not even projecting it. And that's the thing about scouts and personnel departments and, position coaches. They're projecting what that player will look like in their system when they develop them. And so it's really two different things. I'm looking at, hey, this is what the film says. That's it. That's what I'm trying to do, because I'm not trying to bring in, hey, I'm, diehard Raider fan, and I need to, I'm very interested in what the Raiders developmental quarterback system looks like. Like, I'm just not. And so it's a little bit different of a thing for me. I don't have the capacity to like project like, oh, perfect fit, Kyle Trask, Steelers, lock it down. Like, no, I would be, that's outside my lane. Jesse Rodriguez, that's an excellent question. I have not watched David Mills of Stanford play one snap in my entire life. Multiple people have asked me about it. I would love to do multiple videos on David Mills. If you have the All 22 for Stanford, please send it to me. Share it with me. I very much would appreciate that. I can't get my hands on it. I know there's some football peeps in this chat, so thank you very much if you make that happen. B Gaming. Is Trey Lance a first-round QB? Yes. You're welcome. I love questions like that. I can handle that any day. Hey, Squidward, Ward. Hey, you're on ESPN NFL 2K5 on the Packers. Pretty cool. Very cool. If you still have a system that plays that, that's amazing. Good for you. Toby, I think I have a video on the NFL Combine. If I don't have a video on the NFL Combine, let me know, and I will do a video on the NFL Combine, although I'll probably do it next year before the Combine. Boom. All right, well, we're getting close here. I'm pretty tired. Nice little beautiful Friday out here. I'm going to go watch a little streamed high school football probably. Let me know if there are games that I should watch across the country. Send me easiest way. Get a hold of me on Twitter, _QB_school. Make sure you sign up for the quick game course. Again, you sign up today, you get another video tomorrow. They come out every Friday. If you signed up the launch day, you are getting video number 3 tomorrow. We go over quick game routes and the adjustments. So not only the routes, but kind of the timing of the throws, because one of the things that I know my quarterbacks that I coach get on me, or I get on them quite a bit about, slants. We throw a lot of slants, how you throw a slant, where your eyes should be. I have multiple pet peeves about like tracking the slant runner. It's the fastest way to throw it behind it. So like Connor, I think you're a young quarterback. When you're throwing a slant, you don't want to look at the slant runner, because if you throw it, inevitably the ball will be behind him or on his back hip. Instead, you need to know the landmark. Now, the landmarks change based on what your offense is, but for our offense, and we are a pretty wide split team, we usually try to throw it 10 to 12 yards, top of the numbers. So a quarterback can theoretically could just catch it, timing, set their feet, and throw it if they knew exactly where it was, blind. And if they had the right tempo of the ball, it would be right where they're supposed to be, 11, 12 yards, top of the numbers. And so that type of detail is what we're talking about in the quick game course. So excited to share that one. And that's it. Boats. This is the Friday night plan. We might go out to the porch for maybe one more round, and that's about it. Brad, I'm fired up to call any play. I don't know. You got any ideas for a good first play? Does anybody have any ideas for a good first play? That's what we really need. All about those first play drive starters. All right. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Coming in with the massive. I still can't really believe the 200. That's pretty cool. Very cool. Y'all checking in Friday night. I very much appreciate it. We'll ramp this thing up again Monday night. Try to stay consistent with that. Friday night, if I don't put out a video Friday morning, usually try to do a Friday live. So again, appreciate the support. Thank you for spreading the word on the Quarterback School. Sign up for the Quarterback School course if you haven't already. The link is in the description. Easy, free. If it's free, it's for 2 thumbs. There you go. Dagger. Trick play. 4 verts. All good one. Hail Mary. Whoa. Okay. We actually probably need to put the Hail Mary in. Again, things you don't, the specials, you just don't have time to do it. Brad, there you go. I like it. Nothing wrong with that. All right, y'all. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you on the other side Monday evening. All right. Take care.